Hey everyone, ready to explore some seriously cool ways to make extra cash without ditching your day job?
Because who doesn't love a little extra padding in their wallet, right?
Exactly. We're talking about building not one, not two, but 9 different income streams.
It's like having a financial safety net, but way more exciting.
And the best part, these aren't just random ideas. We're diving deep into proven strategies that can work for anyone.
Yep, no matter your background or experience level, there's something here for you.
So let's get started with the most basic building block, your time.
Time is money, especially when you're first starting out.
Right, it's that first resource we all have. And one of the best ways to leverage it is through what's called a service business.
Think of it like being a freelancer. You're trading your skills and time directly for money.
Like being a consultant or offering a specialized service like, say, helping businesses break into a new market.
Exactly. You could help businesses navigate a specific market, like doing research or making connections.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. And you could probably earn a pretty decent income doing that.
Oh, definitely. Plus, it opens doors to some pretty cool career opportunities.
And these days, with all the online platforms out there, it's easier than ever to set up a service business.
Seriously, you could be offering writing, editing, virtual assistants, graphic design, the list goes on. You can work from anywhere, set your own hours, and scale your business as you grow.
It's like having a side hustle superpower. But every superhero has their kryptonite. What are some of the challenges of running a service business?
Well, you are limited by the hours in a day, so there's a limit to how much you can earn.
That makes sense. You only have so much time to give.
Right. And then there's the whole client management side of things, setting clear expectations, dealing with scope creep.
Ugh, scope creep. When a project just keeps growing and growing.
And don't forget chasing down invoices. Nobody likes doing that.
Yeah, that's definitely not the fun part.
But those are all things you can learn to manage with good systems and boundaries. Setting clear expectations with clients from the start, having a solid contract in place, and using tools to manage invoices and projects can really help.
Great advice. So before we get too carried away with side hustles, let's not forget about the foundation of most people's income, their 9 to 5.
Absolutely. Your main job is likely your biggest source of income, at least initially.
Definitely.
But understanding how that income is structured and taxed is super important.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, for instance, if you work in a field where you get a base salary, performance bonuses, and commissions.
That sounds pretty familiar. Breaking it down like that helps me visualize it.
Right, so each of those pieces is taxed differently. And knowing that can help you make smarter financial decisions down the road.
Wow, I never really thought about it that way. It's amazing how much we don't learn about finances in school.
I know, right? But that's why we're here.
Exactly. We're diving deep into the stuff that really matters. So, building on that foundation of time and your 9 to 5, let's move on to the second lever. Your expertise.
Ooh, yes. This is where things get really interesting.
It's like turning your knowledge into a money-making machine.
Exactly. And one of the best ways to do that is through consulting.
Consulting, huh? So basically getting paid to share what you already know.
Exactly. Think about the skills and knowledge you've gained from your job or hobbies. Those are valuable.
Okay, I'm starting to see it. Like, let's say you're really into, I don't know, vintage video game collecting. You could offer consulting services to other collectors?
Exactly. Or maybe you're a whiz at social media marketing. You could help businesses boost their online presence.
Ooh, I like that. So how would you even get started with consulting?
You could start with one-on-one calls, maybe charging an hourly rate. Then, as you get more clients, you could transition to a more structured model.
Like charging a flat fee for a set number of hours each month.
Exactly. That helps you avoid scope creep and manage your time more effectively.
Smart. So if I'm just starting out, any advice?
Start by offering some free consultations, to build your credibility and get some testimonials.
Ah, like a free trial. I like it.
Yep. And then make sure you clearly define your services and rates. Don't be afraid to say no to projects that aren't a good fit.
So it's like dating, but for business. Got to set those boundaries early on.
Exactly. Now let's step into the boardroom, shall we?
Ooh, fancy. Boardroom.
We're going to talk about board position.
Board positions. That sounds pretty high level.
It might seem that way, but there are actually opportunities for people earlier in their careers to land board positions.
Really? I always thought you needed decades of experience for something like that.
Not necessarily. It's more about showcasing your value and building relationships.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But how do you even get your foot in the door?
Well, let's say you see a company that's struggling with a specific problem, like maybe they're having trouble attracting investors.
I see. And you swoop in and save the day?
Sort of. You could leverage your network to connect them with potential investors, show them you can bring value before even being asked to join the board.
So it's about being proactive and demonstrating your skills.
Exactly. And that goes for any industry.
That's really empowering. So are there any, risks involved with being on a board?
Well, yeah, it's important to remember that you have responsibilities. You have a fiduciary duty to the company, which means you could be held liable if things go wrong.
Okay, so it's not all glamorous meetings and fancy lunches. There's real work involved and potential risks to consider.
Exactly. But for those who are prepared and willing to put in the work, board positions can be a rewarding income stream, both financially and personally.
I'm definitely intrigued.
Good. Now, ready to step into the spotlight.
Spotlight.
Ooh.
Is this where we talk about becoming famous?
Haha, maybe. But we're actually going to talk about building a brand and audience.
Okay, that makes more sense. But still sounds exciting.
Oh, it is. This is where we start talking about things like speaking engagements.
Wait, people actually get paid to talk?
They do. The speaking industry is huge. Conferences, exhibitions, corporate events. There are tons of opportunities out there.
Wow. But do you have to be like a world-renowned expert to get speaking gigs?
Not at all. You can start small, speaking for free at local events to gain experience and confidence.
I like that. It's like starting small and working your way up.
Right. As you get better, you can start charging for your time.
And maybe even land those big international conferences someday.
Exactly. Though it's important to remember that speaking engagements aren't always glamorous. There's travel, prep time, sometimes last-minute changes.
Yeah, I can imagine it's not always easy.
But the rewards can be amazing. You get to share your knowledge, connect with people, and yes, make some money while doing it.
Okay, I'm sold. Speaking engagements are officially on my radar. What else can we do to leverage our brand and audience?
Well, have you ever considered starting a newsletter?
A newsletter. Isn't that kind of old school? Like something my grandma would read.
They might seem old school, but newsletters are actually making a huge comeback. They're a really effective way to connect with your audience on a deeper level.
I see. Like building a community around your expertise.
Exactly. You can share your insights, promote products, or even secure sponsorships.
So you could actually generate income from a newsletter.
Oh, yeah. Some people are making serious money from their newsletters.
Okay, now I'm really interested. Tell me more about how that works.
Well, imagine starting a newsletter and steadily growing your subscriber base.
Let's say, for example, you hit 50,000 subscribers.
Exactly. And then you start getting sponsors who want to reach your audience.
That makes sense. The bigger your audience, the more valuable it becomes to brands.
Precisely. And the key is to be consistent with your content. Aim for at least one newsletter a week and make sure it's packed with valuable information that your audience will actually enjoy reading.
Got it. Consistency and quality. What about affiliate sales? I've heard that's another way to make money with a newsletter.
You're right. You can promote products or services you genuinely believe in and earn a commission on each sale.
So you're providing value to your audience while also generating some passive income. Win-win.
Exactly. Now, speaking of online opportunities, let's talk about online sponsorships.
Ooh, this sounds like influencer territory. Is this where we learn how to take the perfect selfie?
Maybe. But online sponsorships are more about partnering with brands that align with your values and promoting their products or services to your audience.
I see. So it's not just about having a huge following. It's about having an engaged audience that trusts your recommendations.
Exactly. Start by reaching out to brands you love and see if there's a good fit.
Sounds good. But is there anything we should be careful about when it comes to online sponsorships?
Yeah, you don't want to compromise your authenticity or your audience's trust just for a quick buck.
Right. You have to be selective about the brands you partner with and make sure they align with your values.
Exactly. And remember, you can always say no to sponsorships that don't feel right.
That's a good reminder. Sometimes it's better to pass on an opportunity than to jeopardize your integrity.
Exactly. And that actually brings up an interesting question. Why promote someone else's product when you could build your own?
Ooh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Instead of just relying on sponsorships, we could be creating our own products or services that we can sell directly to our audience.
Now you're thinking. And that's where our next lever comes in. Money.
Money. The lifeblood of every entrepreneur.
When you have money, it's your job to make it work for you.
I love that. No more lazy dollars sitting around.
Right. Instead of letting your money just sit in a bank account, you can invest it in assets that generate passive income and build long-term wealth.
So like real estate.
Real estate is a great option. But let's also talk about the short-term rental market, like Airbnb.
Ooh, Airbnb. I've always thought about listing my spare bedroom on Airbnb.
It's a fantastic way to generate some extra cash, especially if you live in a popular tourist destination. Or if you're thinking bigger, you could even invest in a vacation property specifically for Airbnb rentals.
I like that idea. Tell me about someone who's successfully invested in Airbnbs. I need some inspiration.
Okay, imagine a brother and sister who teamed up to create a killer Airbnb business. The brother, who had more savings, provided the capital, while the sister, who was a natural at managing and organizing, handled the day-to-day operations.
Smart move. They combine their strengths to create a winning team.
Right. They started with a small townhouse, and in their first year, they made a profit of about $52,000.
Wow. That's impressive. So they were already making a decent income from just one property.
Exactly. And by the second year, they had more than doubled their profit.
No way. Over $100,000 in profit from Airbnb.
Yep, they were killing it. But of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. They had to learn how to attract guests, manage the properties, deal with the occasional difficult guest.
Right. I've heard those horror stories about Airbnb guests throwing wild parties and trashing the place.
It happens, but for the most part, their experience was really positive.
So it's not a completely passive income stream, but if you're willing to put in the effort, the rewards can be huge.
You got it. Now, are you ready for a curveball? An income stream that's a little less glamorous, but surprisingly stable.
Hit me with it. I'm ready for anything.
Laundromats.
Wait, what? Laundromats? Like the places where people wash their dirty clothes? Seriously?
No, I know, it doesn't sound very exciting. But laundromats can be a really solid investment.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. Tell me more about this laundromat magic.
Think about it. Laundromats are a recession-proof business.
True. You can't exactly skip laundry day just because the economy is down.
Exactly. And they can generate a pretty decent return on investment. We're talking 15% to 35%.
Wow, those are some impressive numbers. But I imagine there are some challenges involved in running a laundromat.
Of course, there are upfront costs like buying or leasing equipment, finding the right location.
And then there's the ongoing management. Dealing with broken machines, making sure the place is clean and safe.
Right. It can be a bit hands-on, especially if you're managing multiple locations.
So maybe not the most passive income stream.
Well, there are ways to make it easier. You could partner with an experienced operator who handles the day-to-day stuff, freeing you up to focus on the bigger picture.
Delegation. The key to a stress-free life.
Exactly. Or you could invest in technology that helps streamline things, like automated payment systems and remote monitoring.
So even a traditional business like a laundromat can benefit from modern technology.
Absolutely. And that actually leads us to a really important concept: horizontal income.
Horizontal income. Sounds intriguing.
Think of it like this. You have your laundromat up and running, people are using your machines, but you want to find ways to make even more money from that same space.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. It's like maximizing your earning potential from a single asset.
You got it. So you start brainstorming. You add vending machines, maybe offer a wash and fold service.
Ooh, I like those ideas. It's like creating a little ecosystem within your laundromat.
Exactly. You're layering those income streams to create a more diversified and resilient business model.
I'm starting to see how powerful this horizontal income strategy can be.
It's all about getting creative and finding those synergistic opportunities within your existing businesses or assets.
So it's not just about having multiple income streams, but about making those streams work together to create a stronger and more sustainable financial foundation.
You're catching on quickly. We'll be back after a short break to explore even more ways you can leverage your money to build wealth.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break with even more income-generating strategies. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss part 2 of our deep dive into these 9 amazing income streams.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were geeking out about this whole horizontal income thing.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing how you can stack those income streams, right? Like building a financial tower brick by brick.
Exactly. It's about getting creative and resourceful with what you already have.
So we've talked about using our time wisely, tapping into our expertise, and building a brand and audience, plus that horizontal income strategy.
Right. And all of that leads us back to that powerful lever: money.
Money. The fuel for our entrepreneurial dreams. But real estate can be a big hurdle for beginners. What are some other options?
Real estate's awesome, but let's circle back to those short-term rentals.
Like Airbnb. It's always tempting to think about turning that spare room into a moneymaker.
It can be a great way to dip your toes into the real estate game without a huge upfront investment.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me about someone who's actually rocked the Airbnb world.
Picture this. A brother and sister team up to launch an Airbnb empire.
Love it. Family power, what do they do?
The brother had some extra cash, so he fronted the investment, and the sister, super organized, she handled all the day-to-day stuff.
Smart move, combining forces for the win. So how did their Airbnb adventure play out?
They started small, just one townhouse, and pulled in about $52,000 profit that first year.
Whoa, not bad for a side hustle.
Right. But it gets better. By year 2, they'd more than doubled their profit.
No way. So over $100,000 just from Airbnb.
You got it. But like any business, there were definitely some bumps in the road.
I bet. Dealing with guests, managing the property, all that fun stuff.
Yep. But they learned as they went, figured out how to attract the right guests and keep things running smoothly.
It's all about adapting and finding solutions, right?
Exactly. So it's not completely passive, but with the right approach, the payoff can be huge.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired, but I'm also ready for something completely different.
All right, get ready for this one. It's a little less glamorous, but super stable.
Lay it on me.
Laundromats.
Wait, laundromats? You're serious?
I know. Not exactly the sexiest business, but hear me out.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. I'm all ears.
Laundromats are like the superheroes of recession-proof businesses.
Because everyone needs clean clothes, no matter what the economy's doing.
You got it. Plus, they can churn out some serious profits. We're talking 15 to 35% return on investment.
Those are some impressive numbers. Okay, you've convinced me. Tell me more about this laundromat magic.
They're a classic example of a simple, reliable business model. People will always need to wash their clothes. It's a basic need.
It's like investing in a utility, right?
Yeah.
Not flashy, but essential.
Exactly. But like any business, there are definitely some things to consider.
Like what?
Well, there's the initial investment, buying or leasing equipment, finding a good location.
And then the whole management side of things. Dealing with broken machines, keeping the place clean and safe.
Right. It can be a bit hands-on, especially if you're juggling multiple laundromats.
So maybe not the most hands-off investment, but still a solid option.
Exactly. And there are always ways to make it easier. You could partner with an experienced operator.
So you're not stuck dealing with overflowing lint traps all day.
Exactly. Or you could invest in technology like automated payment systems, even remote monitoring.
Wow, so even a traditional business like a laundromat can benefit from going digital.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to that awesome concept we talked about, horizontal income.
Yes, layering those income streams for maximum impact. How would that work with a laundromat?
Okay, picture your laundromat buzzing with activity, but you're thinking, how can I take this to the next level?
I love that entrepreneurial spirit, always
Yeah.
looking for ways to grow and innovate.
That's what it's all about. So you start adding vending machines, maybe a wash and fold service.
Oh, that's smart. People are already there. Might as well offer them extra convenience.
Exactly. You're creating a one-stop shop for all their laundry needs.
And those extra services all add up to more income.
Precisely. You're turning a simple laundromat into a diversified income-generating machine.
I'm getting so many ideas. This horizontal income thing is a game changer.
It's all about thinking outside the box and finding those hidden opportunities within your existing businesses.
So we're not just creating multiple income streams, we're making them work together like a well-oiled machine.
You got it. It's about building a more resilient and sustainable financial future.
This is seriously inspiring. I can't wait to see what other income-generating gems we uncover. Okay, so my head is spinning with all these amazing ways to make extra money. It's like a whole new world has opened up.
Right. It's pretty awesome to realize how much potential there is out there.
I'm especially loving this idea of having multiple income streams. It's like a financial safety net.
Exactly. It's all about spreading the risk.
So if one thing takes a hit, you've got others to fall back on. It's like, what's that saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Because you never know what life's going to throw at you.
True, true. And it's not just about the security aspect, it's also about the freedom, right?
Oh, absolutely. Having multiple income streams can give you so much more flexibility.
To maybe work less at your job or finally pursue that passion project you've been dreaming about.
Or even just take a nice long vacation without stressing about money.
Now you're talking. That's the dream. And the best part is, it's not just for the super rich, right? Anyone can do this.
Exactly. We've seen examples of people from all walks of life building successful side hustles and creating these incredible income streams.
From creative entrepreneurs to savvy investors, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
It's really inspiring to see people taking control of their financial futures.
I know, right? So any final words of wisdom as we wrap up this epic deep dive?
Just remember, Building multiple income streams is a journey, not a destination.
It's about experimenting, learning, and constantly adapting.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to think outside the box.
That's what we love to do here. So to everyone listening, get out there and start exploring. Who knows, maybe one day we'll be bumping into each other on a beach somewhere, sipping margaritas, all thanks to our diversified income streams.
Cheers to that. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more awesome content that can help you level up your life and finances.
We'll be back soon with more insights and strategies to empower you on your journey to financial freedom. See you next time.